In this lesson, we are going to learn how to solve our problem question which involves a system of linear equations, where you are supposed to form the equations, then you solve them simultaneously. And we are going to use this exam question here as an example. And it says, a school shop sells pens and notebooks. A student buys 3 pens and 2 notebooks and pays $13. Another student buys 1 pen and 4 notebooks and pays $11. And the cost of 1 pen and the cost of 1 notebook. So you see from the question, you are told to find the cost of 1 pen and the cost of 1 notebook. So we need to assign variables to those two costs. The cost of a pen, we can say it is P, and the cost of 1 notebook, we can say it's just N. Then we can go back to the question. I see from the question we are told 1 student buys 3 pens and 2 notebooks, meaning if the cost of 1 pen is P but in both 3, then the total cost of those 3 pens would be 3 multiplied by P, which is 3P. And then it goes ahead and bought 2 notebooks, meaning if the cost of 1 notebook is N but in both 2, then the total cost for those notebooks in both would be 2 multiplied by N, which is 2N. But you see, after all these costs, for pens and for notebooks, he spent $13. Meaning, if I take 3P plus 2N, which is now the total cost of those items, I should get $13. So 3P plus 2N is $13, and you have formed the first linear equation from the question. So we go to the next equation. You are told another student buys 1 pen, meaning if we bought 1 pen and the total cost or the cost of 1 pen is P, then 1 multiplied by P, which is P, is the total cost he spent on pens. Then he goes ahead and buys 4 notebooks, meaning if the cost of 1 notebook is N and he bought 4 notebooks, then it will be 4 multiplied by N, which is 4N, which is the total cost of the notebooks he bought. But you see, after buying those pens and notebooks, he spends $11. So, meaning if I take the total cost of pens plus the total cost of notebooks, which is 4N, I should get $11. So P plus 4N is 11, and you have formed the second equation. So now we have the two equations. The first one is 3P plus 2N is equals to 13. Then the second one is P plus 4N is equals to 11. Well, now that we have the two equations, we need to solve them to get the cost of 1 pen and the cost of 1 notebook. And from these two equations, I can use substitution, of course, to solve them. And I want to substitute this P in the second equation. So to do so, I just need to make this P the subject of the formula in this equation. So I'm going to move this 4N on the other side of the equal sign, such that now it becomes P is equals to 11, this 11, then minus 4N, because 4N here it was positive. When I move it to the other side of the equal sign, it will be negative, of course. So it becomes P is equals to 11 minus 4N. Then now I'll go back to the first equation, which is 3P plus 2N is equals to 13. But now, any place we have P, I'm going to replace it with 11 minus 4N because it is the value of our new P. So to do so, I can say we have 3. 3 is the coefficient of P in the first equation. Then, in brackets, 11 minus 4N, because 11 minus 4N is our new P, the one we got here. Then plus 2N. 2N is this one. Is equals to 13, which is this one. Then from there, I can just go ahead and open these brackets here by just multiplying 3 multiplied by 11, which is, of course, 33, then minus 3 multiplied by 4n, which is 12n. And because this one was negative, of course, it remains to be negative. Then plus 2n, which is this one here, is equals to 13. Of course, this 13. And then from there, I just need to group the like terms together. You see here we have 11, negative 11, 12n, negative 12n, then plus 2n. And then I move this 33 to the other side of the equal sign. And because it was positive on the other side of the equal sign, it will be negative. So now it becomes negative 12n plus 2n is equals to 13. This 13 minus 33. The 33 I moved on this right side of the equal sign. Then from there, I just do the normal addition, where I take negative 12n plus 2n is negative 10n. Then 13 minus 33 is negative 20. So now I have negative 10n is equals to negative 20. But you see, I want n. I don't want negative 10n. So to do so, I just need to divide both sides by the coefficient of n, which is negative 10. So negative 10 divided by negative 10 on this side, then negative 20 divided by negative 10 on the right side of the equal sign. So negative 10 divided by negative 10 is 1 multiplied by n. It will remain to be n, which is equals now negative 20 divided by negative 10. It will be this negative will cancel with this one. Then 20 divided by 10 is 2. So now our n is 2. Then from there, we have got the cost of one notebook as $2. But we also need the cost of one pen. So we can go ahead and say, you see, we said P from this step here, we said P was equals to 11 minus 4n. But now we have n is 2. So I can pick this equation as say P is equals to 11 minus 4 into n. But now I have the n, which is 2. So minus 4 into 2, now which will be equal to 11 minus 4 multiplied by 2, which is 8. So it becomes 11 minus 8, which is 3. And that is the cost of one pen. So finally, our answers become the cost for one pen is $3, and the cost for one notebook is $2. So that's how we solve our problem, which involves a system of linear equations. And if there is a place you did not understand, you can ask me in the comment section. I'll try my level best to answer. And bye for now. Let us meet in the next lesson, where I'm going to explore a different concept in mathematics.